Hi everyone, I'm May Kunka with RE/MAX Elite Realty here in the San Gabriel Valley, and I cover the greater Los Angeles area. This week I have a special guest, Miss Dorothy Pang from ACG Funding. She's going to do our market update. So, Miss Dorothy.
Yes.
I want to talk about the market trend. A lot of people are talking about whether or not they should make a move or anything like that. Tell us what's going on in the market.
Okay. So, based on what we're seeing right now, the market is cooling off a little bit right now, and it's largely because the holiday seasons are coming up, and interest rate, has been hiking a little bit for the past year. We've seen for the past 12 months, it has gone up for almost 1%.
Yeah, that's been the talk of town. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Everyone's talking about it. So that's actually one of the reasons why. And of course, inventory has gone up too as well. And that kind of drives, some of the sellers. I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of them are having some price reduction.
Yes, which is helpful for my buyers, thank goodness.
Exactly. And the appreciation has decelerated a little bit too, right?
Okay.
But that, believe it or not, it's actually healthy for the market.
Why is it healthy? Why is it healthy for the market? Can you explain that?
Yeah, of course. Imagine if you're on the freeway going 90 miles per hour for so long, you kind of have to hit that brake, right? And come down to normal. So we see that as the market is normalizing right now.
Okay. What I see it as is that it just kind of gives the opportunity for buyers to just breathe a little bit. I think my impression is what I'm getting from my buyers is just the past couple of years. It's just been increasing in price and competition, and it's just so tiring. It really is difficult to be a buyer. I mean, even a well-qualified buyer, you have to go up with so much competition. So my takeaway is that, here's a little bit of a relief. We are seeing that sellers are being more flexible than they have been in the last year. So it's a good opportunity if everything works out, that you go out there, you're going to have more response back, more counter back, and they're going to actually talk to you. Whereas there are some properties we weren't even getting acknowledged, but okay. So, which leads me to my next question. I have a lot of clients, buyers and sellers. They're like, should I wait? Should I buy now? Should I sell now? Should I sell later? And we all know that the interest rate has an inverse effect on the prices. So as interest rate goes up, the house prices goes down, and more so and less so in some areas. So what do you think?
So I think a lot of times I get those questions too, if I should buy or wait. I would always encourage my client to really focus on the needs. What do you need right now? What are you looking for, right? Because if you're a renter who is going to get kicked out by the end of the month or the year, and if you're comparing it to people who already have a home that's looking to upgrade their house and buy a new one and bigger one, you guys would probably have very different needs and expectations, right? So one thing that buyers will have to remember, that the earlier you purchase, the earlier you start building that equity in that house.
Oh, that's true, right?
Yeah. So a lot of times, if you're a home buyer, you should really focus on the monthly payment, if that makes sense to you, your mortgage monthly payment, insurance, and taxes. And also, if that down payment that you have, does that make financial sense for you? Are you comfortable with that down payment? So are these these payments within your budget? If it is, then maybe it's still a good time to buy for you, right?
Okay.
And so we kind of always encourage people to look at the big picture, especially when you're buying a home. You're not buying an investment property, investing your money and looking for growth, right?
That's true.
Exactly. So it's a house where you spend your vacation, your holidays with your families, your kids grow up.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to change that mindset a little bit.
Yeah, and you also should look at just the change of lifestyle, just what you were saying. You're going to get to spend the holidays if you catch the holidays there. And this is your home versus if you're renting or if you're in a cramped place of your own that you want to upgrade to. So I would say, looking at the big picture makes sense. I can tell you in every single market, there's always a question, should I buy now? Should I wait? Interest rates going down. Should I wait even longer? So these questions come up all the time. And I think people, and correct me if you have a different scenario or not, but it's always influenced by, I'm hearing this. And every market, there's always some kind of other thing that comes into someone's mind, is this a good time? Is the interest rate going to go even higher? Is the prices going to go higher? So you just kind of have to look at what makes sense for you. I completely agree with that, because if it all makes sense and you can afford it and you're able to and you want to, then I said go ahead and do the dive, because if you find something that you love, really don't let it go, because I've had incidents where clients are like, well, okay, we'll just wait, we'll just wait for the pricing, and they sometimes go, oh, I still love that last home, and this is your home that you're going to be living in. So to me, that makes a lot of practical sense, instead of trying to like guess and guess and guess, because that you can do that all day long. Yeah.
That house is really not going to wait for you. It's not going to wait for the
market
to come down for you to buy.
Yeah. So okay, what about for homeowners who aren't thinking about relocating, selling, and buyers who already have a home? What about refinancing? So the interest rate also affects them. So what do you think would be a good thing for them to do? What do you think they should pay attention to right now?
So for refinance, again, like you also have to look at what exactly you need, like what's your goal of refinancing, right?
Okay.
So the good thing about the market right now is that, the equity, a lot of home buyers who bought their house before, the equity kind of starts building up. So a lot of people would want to make use of that equity. Like how? Now, say for example, if somebody, a homeowner who has a good amount of debt, like credit cards, debt and stuff like that, you're paying like over 20% interest every month.
You guys don't complain about that interest rate.
Exactly. Right. And a lot of times they're making minimum payment. They're not even contributing to the principal.
Okay.
So maybe like if you have a little bit of equity, some people would think of debt consolidation. Yes, maybe the interest rate would be similar or a little bit higher than what you have right now, but then the overall monthly expenses could be less. So if that's the case, do you think it's a good time for you to refinance? Maybe, right? Depends on your needs.
So refinancing to lower your current mortgage payment back over another 30 years.
So refinancing, consolidating your debt, because sometimes...
Oh, okay, to take some of that off the table.
Exactly.
Okay.
So your total monthly expenses...
That's true.
...would be less.
That's true. So like when you guys are paying attention to interest rates, I think what buyers and some sellers are hyper focused on. But you should also look at the other part of it, which is the payments, if that makes sense. Because if you refinance, it just gets respread over another 30 years. It might help loosen up some of your payments. And like you said, consolidating, right? Like school loans, I think, are still at like anywhere from 6 to 8%, most of them. Car loans, I don't know how much those go for. They're usually low. And then if credit card dets, and that's the one that you keep running up every single month.
You're just building that up too.
Right,
more and more.
Right.
Yeah.
So think about that. Okay, that's a lot of stuff to think about as far as how the market's going. So, there's a ton of lenders out there. If you guys have any additional questions or clarification regarding real estate, regarding lenders, you can reach out to both Dorothy and I. Dorothy handles loan. I don't do loans, so don't call me for that. But, I've worked with a ton of lenders. I can say Dorothy has been one of my top lenders that I've worked with. She is very knowledgeable. Also, she is really great about just customer service, which is huge. I think, everyone can get you the best rate, can match it. Those are the just surface stuff that people look for, but you have to pay attention to execution, and that's probably the biggest thing where someone's file falls out. And unfortunately, if it had nothing to do with the actual buyer's capability of financing, sometimes it falls on the lenders not being able to perform. So pay attention to that. If you have a lender, you have a realtor that you're working with, please stay loyal to them. We are all about just supporting and making sure that you stick with the person that's been helping you. But if you ever want a second opinion, try us out. And I have Dorothy's info up here online. Right. And what areas do you service? All of California?
Yeah, basically. So my office.
So she'll drive out to you in San Francisco. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll see. No, so my office is actually in Arcadia, but a lot of times you can reach me on my phone. My cell phone number is there, so feel free to give me a call then.
Yeah, and most people do their loans over the phone now. So if it's a far drive and Dorothy can't get to you, try giving her a call, and then I don't know how many people do their loans over the phone now. A ton, I think. So some people are old-fashioned. They like to, well, I don't want to age you, but some people like to meet in person, and that's fine too. But if you are in a different area, just call her and just pick her brain,
You can even FaceTime me if you want to see my face.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, so her contact's on there, my contact's on there. If you like this video, please go ahead and like and share with anyone you know that would be helpful. And feel free to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Maykunka Realtor and maykunkarealtor.com. Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Don't eat too much pie.